Hey guys, Pastor Mark here, and really excited to be with you guys for another week and another chapel. Hope you had a super good weekend this past weekend. Thanksgiving, 4 days off. Maybe you got to see family, maybe you didn't. Hopefully, at the very least, you at least got to enjoy some really good food and have a great meal. Now, I don't know what your family does for Thanksgiving, but I know something that a lot of families do is that they go around and they ask everyone to name something that they're thankful for. And some people might say that they're thankful for their family. Some people say they're thankful for the good food that's set before them. Other people say they're thankful for extra time off, a long weekend. Some people say they're just thankful to be alive and to have another day to live. And that is really good. That's such a good habit to get into, to give thanks for all these different things. But one thing I was thinking about is, why is it that everybody always asks the question, what are you thankful for? But it seems like nobody ever asks the question, who are you thankful to? Right? Because think about it. If you're thankful for all the good food you got to eat this weekend, that food had to come from somewhere, right? Somebody had to provide it. Somebody had to make it or buy it so that you could eat it. So not only should you be thankful for the food, you should be thankful to whoever made the food or whoever bought the food for you. And in our reading today, we see this in the psalm. We see a guy who's not just thankful for something, he's thankful to someone. And he is thankful to God. Just listen to what he says in verse 1. He says, "Make a joyful noise to the Lord, all the earth. Serve the Lord with gladness. Come into his presence with singing." This is an excited guy. He's got all kinds of things to be thankful for. But notice what he says in verse 4. "Enter God's gates with thanksgiving and his courts with praise. Give thanks to him. Bless his name. For the Lord is good. His steadfast love endures forever, and his faithfulness to all generations." See, what this guy figured out, which a lot of other people don't figure out, is that all these things he was thankful for actually ultimately come from God. And that's why he's not just thankful for them, he's thankful to God for all these things. And everything you and I have received that we're thankful for actually ultimately has come from God. Just think about it this way, okay? Maybe you really enjoyed some pumpkin pie this weekend. Maybe it was something else, I don't know, but we'll just stick with pumpkin pie to make it easier. And also because I like it. But you're thankful for that pumpkin pie, and you're thankful to whoever made it. But whoever made it, where did they get those ingredients from? Well, they got it from the store, right? Okay, well, where did the store get it from? They got it from the farmer. Well, where did the farmer get it from? Well, he had to, for that pumpkin, he had to plant the seed in the ground, in the soil, and then rain had to fall on it, and then it had to grow into a full pumpkin that could be sent to the store so that you could eventually enjoy that great pumpkin pie. But do you see, the Bible says that soil that the pumpkin grew from, God made that soil. And that seed that the pumpkin grew from, God made that seed. And the rain that fell, that made it grow, God made that rain fall. And he's the one who made the pumpkin grow. And so everything, and that's true with everything we receive ultimately gets traced back from God to God, because he made all things. And he works all things out in the world for his glory. And so I really encourage you guys to give thanks for all these different things in your lives, but don't just give thanks for them. Give thanks to God for them, right? Because everything you have comes from him. And you can do that through your prayers, whether you want to say that out loud or even if it's just quiet, in your, silently, in your heart, in your mind. God hears it all, and he knows that you're giving thanks to him. So I encourage you guys to give, not just give thanks for, but give thanks to God for everything you've received. And now one last thing I want to mention. Have you ever noticed that the kind of the better or the greater something is that you get, the more thankful you are for it? I mean, just think about it. If somebody gives you like this tiny little cupcake, you'd probably say, "Oh, thank you." You'd be happy for it. But that would be different than if someone gave you like a huge, like 3-foot long cake and just a double-decker huge thing, right? If they gave you that, you'd probably like give them a big hug and just thank them for a week long, because that's how long it's going to take you to eat that cake, right? But you see, you're more thankful for the bigger and the greater thing than you are for the smaller thing, right? Well, when we give thanks, we can give thanks for all kinds of things, even small things like every single breath we have, the breath you're taking right now comes from God. We can be thankful for that. But there's one thing that we can be more thankful for than anything else, and we can thank God for it every single day. That's for his son, Jesus. Because God sent his son into the world, and it says that he sent his son into the world so that whoever believes in him would not perish, but would enjoy life forever and live eternally. Because you see, God looked at the world, and what he saw was that every human being that ever lives at some point dies in their lives. And he saw what a sad thing it was, and what a heartbreaking and hurtful thing it was. And that wasn't God's plan. That's not the way he intended the world to work. And so in order to fix it, what he did was he sent his son, Jesus, into the world so that whoever believes in him will be raised from the dead, just like Jesus was raised from the dead after he had died. And that's actually something Jesus says. Jesus says, because I live, you also will live. Jesus says that once he's been raised up from the dead, which he has been, he will also raise up everybody else from the dead. And when he does that, everyone who believes in him is going to live forever. And that's a free gift that God gives. And I think that's something to be thankful for and something we can give thanks to God for every day. So God bless you guys. Hope you have a great week. And don't forget not just to be thankful for things, but to be thankful to the one who gives you all these things.